For my son, forever. The first time David feared his son, it was a quiet Tuesday night in October. Ethan came home from football practice, sweat still on his skin, and tossed his bag by the door. He smiled, that same charming boyish grin. But something behind it had changed. The eyes lingered too long. The silence felt deliberate. At dinner, the fork in Ethan's hand tapped the table in a steady rhythm. 1, 2, 3. David tried to joke about it, but his voice sounded strange, foreign. Just thinking, Ethan said with a shrug. That night, David lay awake staring at the ceiling. Every creak of the house sounded like footsteps. Every gust of wind whispered his name. The next few weeks bled together like bad dreams. Ethan watched him, or at least it felt that way. When David turned around, the boy's gaze would shift, just slightly, as if pretending to look elsewhere. Then came the notes. The first in the kitchen drawer. You know what's coming. The second under his pillow. I forgive you. Ethan denied everything, calm as always. Dad, you're starting to scare me, he said with a quiet laugh. But David saw the faint curl of amusement at the corner of his son's mouth. Something was wrong. He began writing everything down. Times, dates, words, gestures. Nava 10th. He asked about life insurance. Nava 11th. He offered to make my tea. I didn't drink it. His handwriting grew jagged, desperate. He stopped calling friends. The house filled with locks and whispers. The tapping continued. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like a countdown. One night, David woke to the smell of smoke. He stumbled into the kitchen, flames licking from a pot on the stove, smoke curling to the ceiling. Ethan stood beside it, motionless, watching. I forgot, he murmured. Sorry, Dad. David slapped the pot away, shouting, shaking with rage. Ethan flinched, his face pale, broken. Dad, he whispered. You need help. But David wasn't listening. He was watching the reflection of fire in his son's eyes. For a split second, they looked almost red. He started sleeping with a bat beside the bed. He told himself it was protection. From what? Or who? He wasn't sure anymore. The night it happened, the house was soaked in silence. David sat in the dark, gripping the bat, the whispers in his mind now a chorus. He's coming. Finish it first. Footsteps echoed down the hallway. Ethan's voice, soft, uncertain, drifted through the door. Dad? Can we talk? David didn't move. The door creaked open. Ethan stood there, trembling, holding something behind his back. Dad, I found this, he said. It was in your desk. It's Mom's letter. The one you never opened. David froze. Don't lie to me. I'm not. Ethan stepped forward, tears on his cheeks. She wrote it before she died. She wanted us to stop fighting. David's breath hitched. The voices screamed louder. He's tricking you. It's poison. He raised the bat. Ethan dropped the envelope and lifted his hands. Dad, he said, voice breaking, I love you. The sound that followed was a dull, sickening crack. When police arrived the next morning, the air still smelled of smoke and grief. They found the journal first, pages of frantic paranoia. Then the letter, unopened and blood-stained, beside the boy's body. It read, My dearest David, please don't let grief turn you against our son. He has your kindness, your heart. Take care of him, for me, for us both. With love, always, Mara. No one could explain what happened. The neighbors said David was never the same after his wife's death, that he talked to himself sometimes, that the house had gone quiet long before that night. In the final entry of his journal, written hours before the tragedy, the words trembled off the page. He's not my son anymore. He's something else. But I'll protect him. I'll protect him forever. Years later, the house still stands. Empty, windows dark, a relic of silence. Locals say that sometimes on cold autumn nights, you can hear the faint tapping from inside. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you listen closely, a whisper follows. Dad, can we talk?